Good evening, you're watching this Mongolian World. I'm your host, Darkhan-uul. In for top stories, a jazz concert was held at Green Lake Park on June 30th. Mongolian tourism needs diversification. Call for You or SFY project is being implemented in Darkhan-uul province. And for the news, stay tuned. This year marks the 35th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relationship between the United States of America and Mongolia. As part of the anniversary celebration, the Embassy of the USA in Mongolia invited U.S. Army Japan Band. On June 30th, the band successfully organized a jazz concert at Green Lake Park. The upcoming concerts are planned to be held in Darkhan City and Mushal Park. As part of a series of events marking the 35th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries, the U.S. Army Band is performing in Mongolia from June 26 to July 2nd in Ulaanbaatar and Darkhan cities. This performance is the second one of their planned program in Mongolia. Mongolian jazz singers Jojo, Nagi and Hotlung, as well as folk singer Bujung, attended their concert as invited artists.
We came to Mongolia on Friday. We had two performances here in Ulaanbaatar, and then yesterday we just got back from a performance in Darkhan. It was a really great performance. We had a lot of fun. We got to team up with the Mongol Big Band here in Ulaanbaatar, and then a Mongolian military band in Darkhan. So there was a lot of sharing and collaborating, and it was a really great experience for both of us. So we are an 11-person musical group, and we specialize in playing traditional American music. So you hear a lot of jazz, you'll hear some New Orleans style music, but we also play some pop music as well and other more modern things. So it's a very eclectic range of music that we perform.
The U.S. Army Japan Band boasts a history of service which spans more than 6 decades. The U.S. Army Japan Band regularly performs a variety of musical performances for military, bilateral, and public relations functions for the Japanese public as well as the American community in Japan. Each year, the band performs for a total audience in excess of 3 million people. The U.S. Army Japan Band's 40 Army musicians make up 8 different ensembles. The concert band performs a wide variety of music including marches, Broadway hits, pop, classical, and Japanese music. The ceremonial band performs for bilateral events and military ceremonies throughout Japan.
Well, this is the 35th anniversary of diplomatic relations between the United States and Mongolia. We're very proud of this. We're so happy, thanks to our cooperation, we're emerging from the pandemic, and we want to do more during this anniversary year of people-to-people exchanges. So that's why we have the U.S. Army Brass Band here from Japan, and we're just so happy they can do a performance here in such a beautiful park. We just finished the Conquest peacekeeping exercise with the Mongolian military. We expect to have many visitors, again, now that we're kind of through the pandemic, more visitors from Washington, and more performances like this. We hope to have more cultural interaction during this year. I think it's here in the Gear District, which is a place that maybe you don't have many performances, and certainly not many performances by a U.S. military band. We're so thrilled with the turnout already. There's so many people here, and we think it's just going to be an interesting and relaxing time. It's beautiful weather, it's a beautiful setting. We hope people enjoy it.
This is the band's first visit to Mongolia. The U.S. Army Japan Brass Band began its concert tour in Mongolia with a joint performance together with the Mongol Band, part of the Mongolian State Philharmonic Orchestra. The two bands performed American brass and New Orleans jazz, traditional Mongolian music, and a unique fusion of jazz and Mongolian music in front of hundreds of visitors. And the band teamed with the Mongolian Ground Forces Unit 330th Brand Band to perform an energetic concert at the Darkhan-uul Theater on June 28th. The band's performance will continue at Mushal Park on July 2nd. Our next story, tourism industry experts note the importance of creating tourism products based on the rich history and cultural heritage of Mongolia's nomads.
Mongolian nomads have always drawn foreign visitors and tourists to Mongolia. Mongolia's vast steppes are home to one of the world's last surviving nomadic cultures. Despite being situated between two large and influential countries, the Mongolian steppe remains mostly intact and the nomadic way of life has been largely unchanged for generations. Vision 2050, the government's development agenda for economic revival, includes a paragraph on developing the local tourism industry and diversifying tourism products to attract more visitors. Government agencies are working together to develop specific strategies for diversification.
We can create different tourism products based on the ethnic diversity of Mongolians, their traditional costumes and cuisines. There are many ethnic groups in Mongolia, like the Durut, Ureha, and Bayat, who carry rich cultural intangible heritage.
The Ministry of Culture and the Ministry of Nature, Environment and Tourism are working together to create a specific tourism strategy.
Mongolia possesses a rich history, traditions, and untouched nature. One of the biggest goals of the government is to develop tourism based on intangible cultural heritage. The cultural sector has a great impact on promoting tourism. For example, we recently promoted the play Statehood Without a Seal. We should produce cultural content that is appropriate for foreign visitors and that can be performed during the tourist season.
The tourism sector is important in generating income for the domestic economy. Before the COVID-19 pandemic, around 40,000 tourists visited Mongolia each year. According to official data, 42,000 tourists visited Mongolia in the first half of 2022.
Under the auspices of the governor of Darkhan-uul province, the Call for You SFY project is being implemented. The project officially launches an English language and leadership program starting this week to train budding international professionals and provide opportunities for children and youth to become leaders in the future. Out of 202 children registered to participate in the program, 25 students who are graduating from 9th and 10th grades past the two-stage selection process will participate in the project. The Call for You SFY program, organized under the auspices of the province governor, is co-sponsored by the Council of Mongolians Abroad NGO. As for our organization, it has more than 170 NGOs in 47 countries around the world. The main reason for cooperating with this Call for You program is that the members of our organization provide information related to studying and living abroad to students participating in this program. The selected children will receive 14 days of online and classroom training from experienced teachers and mentors to support personal development, prepare responsible and enterprising citizens, enable them to achieve their goals and dreams, increase their desire to learn English, and create the desire to succeed. The province's Citizens Conference will soon include these activities in the Education 2032 program. In particular, a 4-year plan is underway to completely renovate the training desk and chairs in the remote Giri area school. For this year, we need to completely renovate the gym locker rooms and toilets of secondary schools in accordance with standards. With this goal in mind, preparations have been completed to submit the budget for the first 3 schools to be included in the project. This project will provide the basic concepts needed to become a future leader, as well as intensive English language training. The governor's action plan includes many provisions aimed to the culture and education of children and youth. In this context, the governor of Darkhan-uul province emphasized that further programs will be fully funded. He also thanked the American Cultural Informational Center, American Corner, the Council of Mongolians Abroad, and GSI Friendship for initiating the program and wished the children success in their endeavors. Here's the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Well, that's all for now, and thank you for staying with us. We will see you next week with more news and updates. Have a nice weekend. Goodbye.